Yo, welcome to the pod. Today we're talking about Chris Rock's new stand-up special, Selective Outrage, and more specifically talking about the sexual he brings up, the slap that happened at the Oscars last year, and are probably leading to the more conversations about when to let stuff go and some other stuff.
Yeah, I guess. You ain't gotta let nothing go if you don't want to. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm TK, aka Julius Creed, and this is.
Can I get mine off?
Get yours off.
And I'm Darius, aka MC Gusto, and this is Mind the Gap. Julius Creed?
Chris Rock's middle name is Julius.
Where?
Person that beat up on Rocky was Creed.
That's funny. Yeah. That's got levels to it.
Yeah.
That's got levels. I like that. I just went with a classic character. Y'all ain't never seen CB4?
Oh, yeah.
MC Gusto.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one too, though, for how he that last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was going to say Euripides, but I ain't think people get that one.
Who?
Euripides, the dude that go by Dead Mike in that movie, his real name is Euripides.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
It was Albert, Euripides, and like Otis. They had like some of the... But anyway, if y'all was living under the rock and y'all don't... Well, that's funny. Hey, y'all know what happened last year. Chris Rock made a joke about Jada Pinkett's hair loss or just her having a bald head. And Will Smith went on stage, slapped Chris Rock. Chris Rock didn't retaliate on stage. He just kind of took it, and we ain't really ever hear his side until now of that story. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts now? Because I now hear people saying that's old news. Why he bringing that up? He's just trying to use it for clout or whatever.
I don't really like getting into what people be saying because people are just... People are dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't get slapped on stage.
Nah.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't know how that feels.
Yeah, what's old to you may not be old to that man that got slapped. You know what I'm saying?
That's Game of Thrones rules.
You know what I mean? And a lot of times when people do stand-up specials, a lot of times they talk about stuff that happened in the past year. So, it's not really old if you talk, like, even when you look at most comedian shows, they talk about stuff that happened either that year or something that happened years before, or whatever the case.
Right. I mean, they stand-ups. They travel. They got to work on the material. They got to get it right.
They got to make sure it's right. They got to, craft, be a master of their craft, which he is,
I will say that particular section didn't seem like it needed much practice. It looked like he just wanted to get some shit off.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like I'm trying to get some intricate punchlines off. And
some of them was intricate. I think some of them was like,
in that segment?
Yeah, not some, not.
It sounds like, this is how I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it was too. But when you look at that, like what he was talking about when it came down to, like, you know what I'm saying, why he slapped me, you had all these other people talking about you, but you slapped me. I think it was also like slightly sloppy. You know what I'm saying? I think he could have worked on, but it was live.
Yeah,
it was the first shoot, so he could have messed up. But if they would have done it like they do with regular stand-ups or specials, where they do it like multiple nights that night and they cut it up to make sure it's clean.
I think it'd have been
much
delivery.
better because it's like something he said. We're supposed to play the shark in the anime movie when he was in Shark Tale, but he was like the smaller fish. You know what I'm talking about?
Who was the smaller fish?
Will Smith.
Yeah,
he wasn't the shark. He was he was what's name, but Chris Rock said he was the shark. Or like when
I was like, does he?
I was like, does he play the shark too?
Yeah,
but like, then,
I don't think so.
And then he also had the joke where he messed up like the concussion with the emancipation. He crossed those, but he fixed it within the thing. It was kind of like not sloppy. Let me not say that, but it was like it could have been okay.
It was sloppy.
It could have been. It wasn't clean.
Because it sounded like one that it was live, but also like he seemed to be. He felt like that wasn't like I'm just joking up here. It was like he seemed like he felt what he was saying.
Of course.
So I'm sure like some of that was just like he was just waiting to get it off.
I don't think he's wrong for doing it. If it was me it'd have been 15 minutes instead of less than 10. 15 good
15
minutes.
minutes of material.
But 15 minutes, bro, you know, like, look, if you look at the material that he had and what he could have done with it, like, he could have really, like, make Will look crazy.
He could have, and to piggyback off that, like, anybody should be mad, like, like, have you seen Marlon Wayans do stand up?
Well, yeah.
His whole
I seen part about
his whole hour long set is based on that one moment.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Now, I only caught the part when he was talking about the clip of him and like Chris Rock. He's the strongest brother I ever met.
Yeah.
Or he's like the
bitch ass nigga, basically. Yeah, but no, like, it's impressive how he does it. You know, if you like his style of comedy, you don't.
Yeah.
But like, he just take that one moment and like relate it to his like relationship with those three people throughout the years, and like brings it back to like the title of the show. But like, he said some stuff on there. I was like, if anybody want to fight him, it'll be him. Like towards the end,
Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith and Jada. Like,
he was wilding on him.
He was wild. He was really wild. He was wild, and then, like, you know how comedians, I love them. You know, I respect they work and all that stuff. But then he'll say some crazy stuff. And I was like, I don't know about that one. I don't know how they gonna feel about that one.
I'm okay with it though, bro. And for me, he didn't go in enough. I get that he's the most, and again, like when people talk, it's old, he shouldn't be talking about this or this. It's only because it's popular. Like even with what you talk about, not many people talking about what Marlon Williams is saying, even though it's worse than what Chris Rock said.
Yeah,
they ain't saying that his stuff is old. They're not saying that that's dated, but because it's Chris Rock and it's in the public view, and we make like a big, we had expectation on that people gonna have their opinion. I think that people's opinions are empty anyway because it's only based upon how popular or how trendy the topic is that they think they care about.
Yeah,
but I do.
And you gotta think that it also depends on where you fell on that line that was initially drew when it happened. Because either you was on the side, well, it was like 4 different sections you could be on, but either you didn't feel like Chris Rock deserved a slap, or you felt like he did deserve to get slapped, or people was taking that moment to make that moment like, rightfully so, that black women don't get protected. He was protecting a black woman, and then they injected that into the situation, and you got comedians that feel like that's his job. He making jokes, so it also falls on the line where how you already feel about Chris Rock. Because if you ain't like Chris Rock, you already this coon up here. He been playing the white audiences for I don't know how long.
He was the first one to actually make it, like, not the first one, the first of many, but he was like the biggest one to make it where it was able to be crossed over. Black comedians had to cross over to white entertainment and stuff like that. One of the few who did it as big as he did.
Yeah.
So he's really like
ain't too many. Yeah,
he really created a
Eddie
path
Murphy,
for like
Chris Rock,
and I think
Kevin Hart.
Even Eddie Murphy was mostly black.
You think so?
I think so.
Nah, because after
comedy, because his
comedy, yeah, specials.
But when you go to his movies, that's different.
Movies is what he crossed over, yeah.
But when you talk about like stand up, I got Chris Rock for that. But as far as like stand up for Eddie Murphy, I felt like that was mostly just black comedians, black stuff. You look at even the first few movies, his biggest movies, that's mostly black. Like his highest one, like whether you want to look at Harlem Nights or Boomerang, you want to look at.
I thought his first film was Trading Places though.
I mean, yeah. I'm talking about his biggest one. I think Trading Places was good because it also had the other white dude that was in there.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, he had that guy, and I think that made it good because it was like 2 big stars and they respected, and they brought them together.
Yeah,
but like, fire alarm?
Somebody backing up.
No, it's a fire alarm.
That's a fire alarm?
Yeah.
Sorry for that interruption. Got to make sure the house wasn't burned down.
Yeah, make sure it was good.
But anyway, what we were saying, you was talking about how Chris Rock was one of the first.
The far as his stand up being one of the open the door for a lot of comedians to have that crossover audience, to have like black and white and mixed people there.
Yeah,
like just talk to one set of people. But for me, it's like, my feelings, like, bro, no man should ever, like, no matter what a person say, you have the freedom of speech to say whatever you kind of want.
Right.
Nobody, especially a comedian who's up there doing his job, should have anybody put their hands on him.
At least on stage.
Yeah, like that. Because even on that night, bro, that was a night for black people, but we don't even remember that night. We don't remember, Danny Glover getting that, like, I think it was like a Lifetime award.
Danny Glover got a Lifetime?
That like, it was like that night he got it.
I know.
And I think the person that presented it was Samuel Jackson.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Nobody really remember that. And then the person who won that award, do you remember who won that? I think it was Questlove.
Yeah.
That night, and the person that was directing it and put it together was a black director.
Will Packer.
Nobody really remembers it. All people remember is that how they acted up. How Will acted up and did it that night. So for me, that's the biggest story. It's like nobody the on the biggest stage that night for black people on that night.
Yeah.
This is what happened. And you know how that group was together. So I think Chris Rock
was it Danny Glover?
Yeah. I can look it up.
I thought Samuel finally got like a award or something.
It was Danny Glover. Yeah. That was March. And Danny Glover wins award at the Oscars. Yeah. Humanitarian award.
Humanitarian.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Denzel gave Samuel an award. I don't know if it was at the Oscars, but he got a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, it was Samuel Jackson and Danny Glover.
Yeah.
So yeah. We gotta look that up.
Yeah. You gotta look that up. You can't even remember that.
Can't even remember that.
I remember in 2022.
And I'm pretty sure we got something else wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Probably, man.
So that night was stolen. Because even when you think a lot of times with like that, when stuff like that happens, especially for black people, you can look on Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, or these other platforms that have their social media. They'll say who won this, who was it against, this is their speech, this is what they ain't have none of that. Only thing that was up was Chris getting slapped.
Going back to Marlon's stand-up, he brought up an interesting fact, which I think even kind of adds to what you just said about, how black of a night that was and how important that moment was. Just for Will Smith, he was like, there's like in the history of the Oscars, there's only been like 4 black people to win like Best Actor or whatever. And he was like, 2 of them was Denzel. He was like, for that moment to be like kind of ruined by like all that, to like show how important that moment was. When he put that in perspective, I was like, 4 people.
Will was wild.
Yeah,
Will was wild for that.
I think it was like Hattie McDaniel for like Going to Win or something. And like Denzel,
come on, yeah. Come on, man. I seen Going for the Win.
Yeah,
she was the most interesting person of that damn movie. That movie was long as hell. The book is long as hell for no reason.
Yeah, I could never make it through.
That one was just out here hoeing. That was all that was. Spoiled brat with a slave. That's all that movie was.
And she won Best Actor, bro.
And then
what? Denzel won it for Training Day, and then he won it for something else. Well, what Jada can say? Why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it?
So he been up. But if you want to look at that, bro, you can look at DiCaprio. So. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they did.
He should have been one.
He should have been one. They gave it from The Revenant.
Come on.
Which was, I like a lot of people ain't like because it was slow moving or whatever, but there was better roles for him to get the award.
Yeah, it's plenty. But we ain't
about that.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of people that should have got it, who should have got an award plenty of times for their movie.
Yeah.
But to stay on subject, as far as the stand-up, like I said, the stand-up wasn't that good.
Yeah.
For me. I think his last stand-up was better.
Mm-hmm.
He should have
Tambourine, like Tambourine better?
Yeah, for sure. He was more comfortable. He was more like, you tell that he had that experience feel, like he had that crowd control. Right. This one, it felt like the Chris Rock of like of old. Like when he had on big stages and stuff when he was younger.
Yeah,
it felt like he was trying to tap into that, but
he had a material to back that.
He had a material,
it ain't bring. He trying to bring the pain energy, but he
didn't have it. He didn't have
material. But like, and I like some of the counterculture. I'm against wokeness and all this stuff material, but I was like, I ain't want to hear that much of that. Like, I don't know if I was in the mood for it or if I had heard a lot of that stuff before. Just like those same subjects before that he wanted to hit. So it ain't really hit me as hard as I would have liked it to.
He had. How long was the special?
About an hour.
He could have done 30 minutes on Will and Jada.
Could have done a whole hour.
I felt like 15 minutes was good.
Yeah.
Was like the perfect amount of time, but
touch
you could have
on
done
it and then
But
move
30
on.
minutes you could have kind of just went in and really like spilled your feelings on it and made like good material.
Yeah.
That woke stuff you could have said, you could have had something that led into that. But I felt like he got off enough. I think some points he made about it was good. Other points about it was just like his personal feelings.
I do like how he was like building up to it because you saw it coming when he was like, but again, I don't need another rapper to be mad at me. And then he kept, and then at the end he was like,
I think he could have done that the first 30, kind of led, like kept building up into it and then fell into like everything that we was anticipating. Because like even with what you saying, you really ain't in the mood. I came here for something.
Yeah.
That y'all make this a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all put this in the news that you was gonna talk about it. I came here for that.
Yeah. Because I had watched it like days after like that clip has been circulating. So I'm thinking this might be like a whole.
Nah, bro, it wasn't even that.
Because I related to what like he could have did, like how that moment transformed him or whatever, what his experience was after that. Like similar, I don't know if you watch Aziz Ansari stand-ups, but Aziz's last stand-up, he came back after that whole incident about
his charges.
His charge or whatever, and he did a whole
non-verbal cues.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't. No.
Yeah. He did a whole like special on how that changed him and like
you could have done
went
that.
through it, and he was like a real intimate thing. I thought Chris Rock was gonna.
If he could have done that, then that'd have been good. Like, okay, when this happened, I was the bringing up what happened that night, and you know the past when he made the joke about him, like you wasn't invited, you know, doing that joke and then making it, you know, like what happened after, how he had to explain to his friends why he didn't do nothing or how he felt or how he maneuvered through all that. And then get to the good stuff on how he really feel about the whole family. He could have just attacked the whole family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'd have been fine with it.
I do think that this special is like throwaway material.
Because
he's on tour doing like the Ego Death tour. I think this is maybe like his B material. And then he may have like better material or different material that he might put out later.
Well, you shouldn't have even talked about it then.
Or maybe this
you should have waited till
this felt like a big thing to say in this special if he was gonna wait to talk.
This
about
felt like a mixtape for the album. You know what I'm saying?
Could be. But he did say I ain't a victim, I ain't trying to do all that. He's like, I'm just mentioning
it because
y'all want me to mention it. But
I don't. But you ain't got to play victim. This is your platform, and this is what you use to attack people.
Yeah,
you could have attacked. Like I said, you could have attacked. You didn't have to play victim. You could have just attacked him.
Yeah,
like you did. Like Will. You could have made him look small throughout that whole thing. Like, yeah, you big, you this, and you paid Muhammad Ali. So why didn't you hit Charlamagne?
Yeah.
Why you didn't hit 50 when he was in your inbox? When he was in your inbox, you know what I'm saying? When you see these other celebrities, which I know you have, when you see these other people that's out here, why didn't you do nothing to them? Why did you wait to go do this on the biggest stage in front of everybody?
To the smallest man.
And
I didn't realize, like I always knew Chris Rock was small, but I didn't know he was like, Chris Rock is a small man.
Significant, yeah.
And like, and we say it all the time, man. Well, people talk about like if it was somebody else on the stage, would he have done it? Like if 50 Cent was on the stage,
he was like, no.
Would he have done it?
Because you have been hit. Because when 50 was looked at, he would have said something like far as you should stay right there. Like I don't know what you're gonna do when you get this close. So you know what I'm saying. As soon as you would have came up, 50 probably would have been ready, and there would have been a scuffle that ensued. And I have 50 in that. You know
I'd take 50 in that all day.
So what I'm saying is like it could have been Chris Rock, could have been animosity there with Chris Rock, whatever the case may be. I don't know what it is, but there's plenty of people that
should have had animosity towards that he didn't. I don't know if there was words exchanged or back and forths. So I don't know the details behind like if he pulled Charlamagne to the side, like hey, don't do that.
Keep your hands to yourself though.
I don't know that. So, but I know Chris Rock is an easy target.
Yeah, easy target. That's what it seems like.
Yeah. And I don't think there's a statute of limitations on like get back or like
it's not,
I might feel I might want to talk about something for the rest of my life. If I get slapped on stage at the Oscars, I'm talking about that for the rest of my life.
I ain't get slapped at a birthday party nobody knew about. I slapped at the Oscars.
The Oscars.
That's imprinted forever. When it comes up, the most wild things that happen at the Oscars, that's gonna be on there.
That's number one.
That's gonna be on.
It's gonna be hard to top that one.
So he can talk about that for the next 10 years for all I care. Every stand up. Nah, I never have a problem.
Mm.
You got slapped, bro. Again, I think he should have went in.
Should have went harder than that.
Oh my goodness, should have went in on Jada. Should have went in on the heavy on the whole entanglement thing.
Yeah.
Should have showed Will like how much of a should broke down. If he could have broke down the psychology about Will on how he has the ideal of Will's like, I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna be on this. Like, he had a thing where he said, I'm gonna be on this treadmill. You may be better than me and all these things, but I die before I get off this treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run until I'm not. He could have brought up his mentality and how it incorporates him being with somebody that gives him such a hard time.
Yeah.
You could have just broke Will down piece by piece in that. As a comedian, using your comedic eye.
Yeah.
And the knowledge you know of him personally and his family, and destroyed that.
He could have.
And made that'd have been a great set for me.
He could have done that, but I don't think Chris Rock I don't think he wanted to create more like animosity there. Even though little bitty what he said.
He caught her a bit.
Yeah, he did. He's
my
straight
son's
up.
friend. Like that's a lot of you.
That's a
if
lot
you
of
were already
animosity.
there, you might well look good there. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, if you already gonna go there, you might as well
go there. You might well
move in
mm-hmm.
and get comfortable. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
you already said.
Because I'm like, even with Will, he ain't directly call him a bitch. He just say he did some bitch ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he straight up called Jada. He's like, I ain't do none of that, bitch.
Yeah. So why not go in? You broke down the psychology of her. You holding on to a dying acting career, and your name Smith is the only thing that you have to make yourself relevant, and a table that you have in his house. You could have broke that down. You could have that's a easy for a comedian.
Mm-hmm.
That's just off the top of my head right now. That as a comedian, you had time to sit down and write this, and that last 10 minutes was what you gave us.
You just want to touch on it and move on.
Well, I'm happy.
I just hate that, we got like a rift like that within like Black Hollywood.
Like, that's our giants, though.
Yeah.
He's a comedic giant. Will. He's a acting superstar celebrity giant.
I hate that. I don't like that there's a rift right there. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't gonna get along.
But ain't nobody just slapping somebody.
Nah.
We ain't seen nothing like that.
Nah.
I think the craziest things that happen on stage that I can think of just off the top of my head, and it's just because I'm endowed in black culture, but like that, the Taylor Swift incident, Whitney and Mary J. Blige singing, that
was up there.
I enjoyed that though.
50 Cent walking on the stage with Evanescence. That's why I believe 50 Cent was up there. It would have got popping. Like, I think 50 would have went down there and made a joke.
Bro, 50 done done stuff like that a lot though.
Yeah.
He done a joke with like Fat Joe and stuff. Like he done like stuff where
Jay-Z.
He just walked on stage just to show you like, oh, okay, I thought you was gonna do something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That time he did the candy shop thing at the BET Awards, they thought he forgot his lyrics.
Nah, he was just walking around.
Yeah, he was walking around just to check people. Like, okay, I'm checking the temperature. Y'all said y'all was gonna do something. I'm right here. What's up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. When they shot him, he deserved it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. People ain't going to agree with that, but his impact alone.
He had that real energy.
Yeah, that real energy. It's because of his believability.
Yeah,
like that's what made his raps.
Granted, even if I did have beef with 50, I'm not gonna give you evidence on film of me touching you. Might see you backstage or something.
Yeah. You're not going. Nah, not at all, bro. So yeah, the biggest incidents that happened on stage, I'd be like, damn, don't make it. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of incidents where people of other cultures have done something on stage, and we just, all right.
Not that I can remember.
I cannot think.
I'm sure if somebody slapped Ricky Gervais or something, we'd hear about it. But I ain't heard much crazy stuff at these award shows. Maybe you hear some rumblings about backstage, but
backstage stuff, yeah.
I have not heard anything happen on stage at these.
Other than stuff they say on stage, but I don't really count those. I mean, everybody do those. Everybody say something crazy on stage. I ain't never seen nothing where somebody walk up on stage and slap somebody like that. I ain't never seen somebody get slapped like that.
You think that make
real life?
No, I ain't seen that either. I don't think I ever saw somebody just get slapped that wasn't like involved in slap boxing or something.
Yeah, I'm seeing people get slapped.
I don't think because I'd be like, yo, that's just disrespectful.
I seen this one girl slap this dude I was school with, middle school, because she was bigger than everybody. They dated. She was she used to bully this. So I forgot what my man had did, but he was with us and he said something, and then it got back to her because he was being loud and he was messing with this girl or whatever, and she just caught him before class and seen him and she was like 6'1", you know, we in middle school,
Yeah.
we like we like 5,
Yeah.
like 8 or
Yeah,
something, like,
if that.
like yeah, so you know what I'm saying, so. It was like the class, he turned around, he was playing with her, whatever, bro, and she just
palmed his face.
Bro, we talking about
6'1".
Yeah, bro, she was tall, boy. She was tall, boy.
Ooh.
Tall. Not just not no small tall, but like thick.
Yeah.
Thick.
Put him into a wall.
But yeah, bro, she used to do my boy like that all the time, bro.
You like me, we go together.
Yeah. You gonna be out here embarrassing me.
It's like, I don't even want to be with you.
Like, what you telling your mom? What you telling your mom about the school clothes?
Why they stretched?
Yeah.
Why are your school shirt stretched out?
Yeah, man.
You just be taking them hits at home?
Yeah, bro. She was wild, bro. So yeah, I done seen people get slapped. That was in middle school. So honestly, like grown men get slapped too, bro. I'd be like,
what do you think about? You think the way Chris Rock handled would make him a bitch?
Mm-mm. Not at all.
Mm.
It takes a lot. I mean, unless he really had fear in his heart, but I don't think it makes you no bitch. I think Sun Tzu said it. It was like knowing when to fight and when not to fight makes you ensures that you'll always win.
To me, like it's it's one thing to be like have that image of like it's on site or whatever, or I'm a fight, but it's another thing to know your strengths and weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think Chris Rock in that moment knew it ain't worth it.
Yeah, I think,
and like I got other tools to fight. I don't fight like this.
Yeah,
I fight with my words.
I'm upset about the stand up.
Yeah, I fight with my words. I don't fight physically.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like if I get enough money and I got beef with somebody, I don't want to fight you. I want to buy your mom's house and make her pay me rent.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's how I am.
That's
bro.
how I fight.
I get you, bro. Like, but so and that's why I'm upset that he handled it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as the stand up, that's why I wish his stand up was better because that's your tool that's your weapon of choice.
Yeah,
you know you could, like I said, you could have really did damage. You could have really made somebody that we all looked at as a person that could do no wrong. You could have really broke down how he can look human. You could have made Will Smith look human in your stand up.
Yeah.
And that would have killed the allure that we had about him. And then another thing for
that's what I'm saying. I don't think he wanted to like kill a giant. I think he just wanted to get his angst off.
That's why I feel like he may have been a bitch at. Not if he felt like that. If you felt like he was trying to protect somebody who didn't care to protect you, because even when you look at Will Smith's apology, it wasn't even that. That wasn't even like a good apology.
Which one?
When he had the white hat on.
Oh, he was sitting down. He was doing like this.
Yeah, that was trash.
He sounded like he was more
caught off guard by being that somebody asked about it.
Well, not that. He was more. It sounded like he was more apologetic to Tony Rock than he was Chris Rock. He's like,
real?
Yeah, because he was like, I know how it affected, brothers, and I had a relationship with Tony Rock. Tony Rock, we can never have that same relationship again. Like I was like, okay. From what I remember.
Yeah. So for me, that's what I think. But like in that situation, you could have handled any situation. If he would have sued him, if he would have had the police pick him up right there, because all that is okay with me.
Yeah.
If you slap me and I held my composure enough in that moment to not do anything, if that was me, 3 things happen. One of 3 things will happen. Either I'm jumping on you right then and there, or I'm going to the back telling them to escort you out because I know you won an award tonight. I know you won. Make sure you don't get that. Or I'm making sure like when you get that award and you up there crying and thanking everybody, I'm a steal on your ass. Right then and there. Like as soon as you up there, you gonna see. You gonna see
saying that I'm the devil tonight.
Yeah.
The devil come when you least expect. I'm the devil tonight.
As soon as you say that, the devil comes out. I'm the devil tonight.
Yeah.
I would have ruined your night, bro.
That's exactly what I would have did.
It's one of those 3, bro.
Rock bottom his ass right when he get that award.
Oh my goodness! Because somebody, if I'm small and if I feel like me being small, it's like you got to think. Chris Rock in shape. I don't know if you've seen him. He got abs. He swim. He got a swimming pool at his house, so he swims a lot.
Yeah.
So he done developed a nice body. As far as muscle tone.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But like, so at any point that would have happened, all he had to do was get to tussling with him. Security and them was gonna stop him. If you felt like you was too small to deal with Will Smith, all you had to do was do it in that moment, jump on his back, and then have people come in and stop y'all. That's all that happened.
Where with an initial slap or like
no,
when he was getting his award?
When he was getting his award.
Yeah.
So that
I'm still surprised they just let Will Smith stroll up on stage like that. That wasn't part of the script.
But what was you gonna do? Is Will Smith, he in the front? You don't know, people do like stuff. I don't know, people don't do that all the time, but you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. If I'm at Alice's, I don't think I need that much money aside for security inside the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not thinking that.
Y'all supposed to handle that for me.
These are ideal, celebrity, civilized people. So I'm not thinking that somebody gonna get up and just take somebody's face.
They probably got a new rule. Nobody on stage.
Yeah.
Nobody.
They have to.
Nobody on stage, but who's supposed to be up there?
So yeah, bro. So I for me, that's what's gonna happen if you slap me. I can hold my composure.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. It's like I'm not fighting in front of people. That's not my thing, especially the initial. Especially if my parents or something, like, oh, no, I'm not supposed to do this right now. I'll catch you. I'm gonna get you later. I'm definitely gonna get you later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm plotting already, bro. If that was me, I would have did the whole announcement just staring at him.
Yeah.
And then plot my revenge, like, in the best award for such and such goes to such and such, just staring him dead in the eyes. Like, this ain't over.
Yeah, this ain't over.
This ain't over, bro.
I'll let him know. All that stuff, the cussing and all he was doing, I say, all I would say, I'm gonna get you back, right? You know that. You and her. So I hope you enjoyed this moment.
Yeah, enjoy this. I hope you make you feel good.
But I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get away with it.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yeah. And I'd have walked off. It would have been no announcement, no nothing.
It would be nothing. Oh, this ain't over. Just walked off stage.
If I didn't get you in that moment with a slap,
yeah.
Cause I get the initial like, bro, I know I ain't just get slapped up here, and then he already walking back.
Yeah.
So you like, I know the man that slapped me, bro.
And any of you know Chris Rock history, he got like this. He don't understand social cues or whatever. Yeah. Like he has that disability where he can't quite read people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the last thing anybody was thinking is
Will Smith
don't come in and like really slap me in the face. He made this you know what I'm saying, playful like bear hug or something like that. But he slapped that man. He was like, even he said it because we was thinking like Will Smith just slapped the fuck out of him. Yeah.
He really didn't understand what was going on.
He was like, what?
Well, I think he understood, but he didn't get. I was, when I seen it, I thought it was playful. Then you seen it, I was like, okay, what really happened? And I seen slap. I was like, oh, that happened for real.
Yeah.
Like that man slapped that man.
Ain't nobody know if it was real or not until he got back to the seat and he was like, keep my wife's name.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's
real.
That's real.
That's real.
And Chris Rock still processing it like.
How you feel about people saying that it is too? You think you'll answer that? How you feel about her saying that she don't need nobody defending her?
Hey, Jada talking about Will Smith, she don't need nobody to defend her. I mean, that just adding to the fire. I mean that.
How you feel about the black women saying, you know what I'm saying, black women need to be protected more, and then she says that in the face of them too? How you feel about that? How should that be resolved,
honestly that she kind of, she be hanging that man out the dry.
Bruh, she do, boy.
She hanging that man out the dry.
She do, boy.
Because, she could have, I don't know if she knew what he was going to do or what.
It don't matter.
But, like, after she found out, at least go with it. You know what I mean? Don't leave him out there like, I ain't need him to do that. Which even might be true. Like, she might not even thought that he needed to be slapped or whatever. That's what he decided to do. But don't say that out loud. Keep that to yourself.
That's a form of entitlement. But again, that speaks to his psychology, the Will psychology of not wanting to quit, not wanting, want things to work out and stuff. Which is dumb. You gotta understand when let things go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He got what he got with it. So,
yeah.
But you have to understand that some things need to be let go, some things need to be,
What are you talking about in this? What do you need
her.
to let go? Her? You think you need to let her go?
Yeah. Because he said that with his, I think he said something about that with his last wife. He said the hardest thing he ever had to do was divorce her, even though he knew he shouldn't have been with her. He went to the bathroom or something and he knew he shouldn't have been with her or something. and he wanted to have no divorce, so he stayed with her. I think she was the one that ended up doing it, but he did it. Even though he knew he shouldn't have been there, he didn't want to do it. Go through it with the divorce. But it's kind of like if you was like that then, and you seem like you kind of like that now.
Yeah.
Why you? This is not a good thing for you. This doesn't look healthy.
Yeah.
It's none of my business by no means.
From the outside in.
From the outside in, this doesn't look healthy.
What's making the news don't look.
We have never seen, like, I done seen Will Smith smack people though.
Yeah.
Like, he slapped that reporter that kissed him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a Chris Rock slap.
Yeah.
He said, you know what I'm saying? What you doing, man? I don't know. That's all I got to say for it. Chris Rock, I think Chris Rock could have went in more. I don't like that he didn't go in more. I don't think nothing he said was wrong. If that's how he truly feels. I get that some of the stuff that he said about Meghan Markle, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
I see some people mad about that, but I don't think that's nothing to be mad about because he's a comedian. That's what he's making jokes about.
Yeah, and like what he said was like
I kind of agree with. Like,
yeah, I mean she went in there like, of course they racist. You know?
Yeah, like
of course.
What did you?
And the
thing, thought they what?
Like, what was you thinking? And then it's like the flip side is like, yeah, I feel for what she's going through, and she, going through whatever she's going through. At the same time, it's like if they didn't like rebuke the child's title or whatever they did or whatever, like would y'all be fighting against the monarchy, or would y'all still be going with the same bullshit that been going on for years?
Yeah.
Or is it only because y'all didn't get what y'all wanted? Now
now
y'all got a problem with the monarchy.
Now you got that man out of house and home. Because you felt like you had a problem. He
right.
Loved you. Again, somebody that your partner that got you out here looking crazy. Your partner, I got you out here looking, but whatever though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm more upset than most people are about this, only because
you want to go in.
No, I'm talking about the Meghan Markle thing. It's because she ruined one of my favorite shows.
Oh, Suits?
Yeah. She ain't do that. I've been on the side. Like, yeah, man, she racism, she can't be in there that racism, but she ruined my show.
She ruined your show?
Yeah, she wasn't even a good character on there. I didn't even like her character, but she was a part of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people you're just not going to like as characters on there, but you like, I don't want you gone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You do something on there that...
It affects everybody.
The chemistry of the show.
So she left, and then she took Mike with him. I was upset about that. So.
Did they try to do the show after they left?
Of course they did. Of course they tried to do the show. It just wasn't the show no more. I mean, it still had my man Harvey. It still had my favorite characters on this other than Mike. I think he ended up coming back, but I ain't even continue watching because all of it.
They just wasn't hitting.
It just wasn't hitting no more. Not to say she was the main part. She was like the 6th or 7th best character on there. She wasn't even like the top. She's
one of them characters that come in and get the topic rolling. Like we just got a memo from such and such.
Nah. Well, I mean, she used to be able to add stuff to the story by attaching her stuff to one of the characters. So whenever she was attached to one of the characters, even though she was being ridiculous, and that's not her fault. That's how they wrote her character. But like, she'll be attached to one of the characters, whether it be Mike, Harvey, Jessica, Donna, or something like that.
She played wingman.
Like, yeah, legit. Because then she ended up dating Mike, and then, that was cool. But then she ended up messing up. It was a man.
The whole thing,
man. But she because she left and the show tanked out. Her and Mike left, kind of tanked out that. So, I wasn't okay with it. So I hold resentment toward her. You shouldn't have left the monarch. I didn't see how Pierce Morgan, bro, he be so mad about it though, bro.
Pierce Morgan be on another level. Like it's like he go out his way to say something.
Did you see the thing he said on his on like their anniversary or something? Him and his wife anniversary. He was just like, I guess I'm still stuck over Megan. But how am I still stuck over Megan? I'm celebrating my anniversary. It was something like that. It was just like, bro, we had forgot all about that situation, bro. We didn't even think about that until you brought that up.
Y'all think I'm still stuck on Megan? I'm gonna show you about talking about Megan on my anniversary.
On my anniversary, bro. You are wild.
I think his wife like, He probably got a shrine or something in his
Again,
house.
your partner got you out here looking crazy. You gotta be careful, bro. If you don't learn nothing from what we talking about today, bro, be careful who you choose as a partner, man.
Real.
Be careful who you choose as a partner, and how long you stay with that partner. So that's the biggest thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Your partner can have you in situations where, you know, you're not quite adept, but they're gonna look at you for a life route.
Yeah.
Save them. And you don't want to be in that position.
Yeah.
So I'm Team Rock.
Team Rock.
Team Julius.
MC Gusto. That was a good alias though.
Yeah, man. I try to put that in.
But I mean, so you ain't got no more?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. So if you feel differently or you got anything you want to add, make sure you hit us up in the comments, send us a message, whatever. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll respond. As TK says, he probably won't agree, but
yeah, I probably won't agree with you.
Feel free.
If you agree with somebody being slapped on stage like that, then you a terrible person. I'm just gonna say that right now, bro. You are not a good.
A lot of terrible people out there.
Well, that's fine then. I'm letting you know, bro. You have to do some serious convincing of this situation.
To me, it ain't about somebody being slapped on stage. I don't think the offense warranted that slap.
But so you shouldn't slap nobody who didn't put their hands on you. That's all I'm saying. If you can't win verbally, then you not like.
But then it's like, who gets the first hit off?
That's the point.
Because it's
that's the point, bruh.
Like, at what point do I get? Do you understand me hitting them in the face?
You don't. You don't. You don't put your hands on nobody
unless you acknowledge that you lost one arena. Because if I'm just like insulting your wife, and you at a certain point, if you can't come up with anything to counter what I'm saying, then you put hands on me. So you got to accept the fact that you couldn't verbally outbest me. So I ain't had no choice but to put my hands on you.
But what if you get beat with that then? Then what?
Then I got to fight.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if I beat you verbally and then I beat your ass, then what? Then you still lost. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter the situation you're in. Like, you should never if you can't win verbally, why would you go to a physical altercation? You should think that you're gonna win, but then it's gonna be soft.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the person that loses the verbal battle usually is the one that puts the hands on the person.
Yeah,
because they lost.
Right.
They just took the L.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So,
I thought you were saying that should be what is the outcome of that?
Nah,
I thought you was asking if I can't beat you verbally, then my next thing should be.
But people that usually go to I'm gonna beat his ass is the people that couldn't hang verbally, so they got. I'm just.
But is that
depending on what it is?
But you think that's that situation? This is that situation? Because he could have done the same thing in the thing, like keep my wife's name out your effing mouth. He could have done that, and I've been satisfied with that.
That was. He went the action first verbal. That was he had a whole bunch of other stuff going on there because he was on the or whatever that fake laugh he do. He was.
I don't know what that man might have, but he could have done that, and I've been satisfied with that.
Yeah,
that could have because you still sucking the air out the room. But now he was okay, and I'm pretty sure Chris Rock would been like, okay, then let me just stop it here.
Yeah, he could have just sucked the room, like let him live in that,
and then let me move on to the next thing. Could have done that, but I don't think you should ever put your hands on somebody for talking
who didn't put their hands on you.
Who didn't put their hands on you, or coming at you in a threatening manner, or too close in your space. Because I feel like that. Like, if you too close in my space, then I got right to put a hand on you. Because I don't know what this is about. I don't let you get off whatever you got.
You too close, man. What do you do if you ain't with the talking and like, let's say y'all out.
That person has said, "Hey, I'm not with that." Then that person have verbally warned you to leave them
okay, so if you give them a warning, then it's okay for that person to come. Because I ain't trying to spar with you verbally. I'm trying to spar with you.
If I told you I don't want to be bothered, that's different. But if we in like we going back and forth or something,
you wouldn't just leave. Like, if I was out somewhere, you wouldn't leave.
I'd probably just leave. You know what I'm saying? But because
if I don't want to leave, and I let you know I ain't.
If I don't want to leave, and I say, hey man, stop.
Yeah.
And you keep going, like you keep now you trying to do something.
Yeah, you trying to
you trying to like do something. Then I was like, well, security. Can security handle the situation? And then when there's no security, then I'm security. So you know what I'm saying?
All right, but to circle back, we got to end another one. All right, so like we were saying, if you have anything to add about Chris Rock or the situation, make sure you leave a comment.
Let us know, man. I think he did what he was supposed to do. I think he could have done it better. I think he should have done it better. But whatever he needed to get off, he got off. You know.
Yeah, I personally don't think there's any statute of limitations on get back or airing your grievances.
Not in this situation, especially.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it,
let us know.
If you don't like it, you ain't gotta like it.
You ain't gotta like it. That's the key. If you don't like it, you ain't gotta like it. But don't condemn somebody else for liking it.
Yeah. And as always, mind the gap.